Right, so some things have come in the post, and let's see what we've got here. Nothing. It was a joke all along. Oh no, here we are. Right. So we've got here is a 3mm tap, which should be, I think it's the right size. I hope it's the right size, but I will test it on some scrap metals that we've got lying around, because I only get one chance to do this properly, and if I fuck it then the car body could be in peril, so that isn't what we want. So Bolt World, brilliant website Bolt World is. What do they sell? Bolts. And if you, well, I thought they were different sizes, but if you can see here, I bought myself a pair of nuts. Finally, they've arrived. Now, the big question is, do they fit the thing that I need them to fit? That's the question. So, if we take that off there, that's the original one, a little bit pitted but it works, and that's the one I bought. Can you see that? Yeah. So this should be, this one, the original's a little thicker, but it should, if the thread is the same, should fit. And if it doesn't, then, well, yes, is it going to fit? This isn't a replacement like OEM part or anything. I bought these like as standard. Nah, twat. It's that little bit where I think it's going on, but it's not quite. Nah. No, we'll try the other one just for the sake of trying it. No. I mean, they didn't cost much. The most expensive bit is the nah, bollocks. Oh well, my nuts. Anyway, the most expensive bit of getting stuff from Bolt World, if you don't buy 100, because these were, I think these were 12p each, but it was like a £5 postage, and I've done that a few times now. So actually what we do is, what we really need to know, so I can't actually finish the carburetors, but that's not a problem because I haven't actually started them. Oh no, lost the original. Oh, there it is. So yeah, the thread on the original is slightly finer. Problem you got is, when I buy one of these, it's going to cost me, I think it's £1.40 or something like that, £1.49 for one of these, and £14 shipping. So that's why I thought I'll try the great and mighty Bolt World. That's annoying. But if I can find out what these are in terms of their thread, maybe I can maybe I can get the ones with the slightly finer thread. But because I got the tap, let's be honest, let me move this. Now I have no excuses really. I can fix that. That should be one hole in the same way as... Oh. There you can see, oh, where's my finger? Hole, 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 3 holes. So what I'm going to have to do is put a hole maybe there. Or, oh shit, there's a recess for that. It's going to have to go... Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Right, so that's how the float assembly is supposed to be. It's popping out because of the rubber, but sort of flush. Oop. So what I'm thinking is if I can drill a dead straight hole down where it was supposed to be and tap it and then Loctite it, hopefully it'll just work. That's my plan. I'll have a crack. Why not? An almighty balls up. Completely of my own making. So, this is supposed to have 1 hole, not 3. Okay. And I thought, well, I'll just drill another hole and tap it, and I've got the tap. And happy days, no problem. And the grub screw that fits in there, I think it's called a grub screw, that holds the part in there, will just be in a different place. The float bowl, right, has a recess, and that grub screw fits exactly in that recess. So if I put that grub screw anywhere else, the seal won't work and it's fucked. So I'm going to have to do what I didn't want to do and try to plug that hole somehow. I haven't got any aluminium welding rods and I wouldn't want to weld it anyway. So I might have to find a way of gluing or something this grub screw in, which is not what I wanted to be doing. Really not what I wanted to be doing. The likelihood is that when the part goes in there, I'll show you, that it won't actually really require the grub screw. But the problem you have, let me push that back in. So that's the part, and it's held in by the screw covering that part like my finger is. So, and the issue you've got is that the float is offset, so that is where it's held. So you don't want that sort of flapping around. Can you even see that? You don't want it like flapping around with the float attached. So it's got to be solid, which has pissed me off greatly. Because it's only my own stupidity I have to blame. I can't even point the finger at anyone and say, you did this. You did this to me. Find a mirror and do it. Fucking. And I bought these things which are too small. I can't even fit all the parts in. Fuck. But I'm sure that I can get it to sit solidly in there. I'm sure I can. Positivity. So it goes like this. Carburetors. Oh, serious issue here, which needs sorting out. And I need another one of these because the ones I bought, the pitch doesn't fit. They all go back together with parts from in there and rubbers and everything else. And that will go onto the bike. Now, the bike itself, I want to get running. And once it's running, I'll deal with other things. So the carburetors will go back on. Junk. The airbox with a new air filter, potentially. I think it's actually got a, what do you call them? K&N type filter in there. So maybe just clean and oil that. will go back on. Junk. Everything will be connected down there and up towards the front. Whoa, it turns. But it's not connected to anything, so it doesn't matter. Then the tank, junk, that's been cleaned and lined. That's the battery is at the back. That is one I pinched off a lawnmower to see what was going on with the bike. Once that's all going, hopefully I can turn it over. Once it turns over, I can get it up to temperature. Once it's up to temperature, once or twice, I could actually put the seat on and drive it or ride it up and down the drive, and it goes all the way up there. Then I can change the oil filter, oil and coolant. Everything needs a refresh, really. So, you know, it's 28 years old. There's no getting around that fact. The forks need an overhaul, complete service. Got all that. The brakes, probably fine, but I'm going to take those apart and give it a full service in terms of cleaning the pistons, putting in new seals, new hydraulic fluid. Same for the back. Then it's going to eventually need new tyres, and also these are all going to be changed for that. Not that high, obviously, and not in that orientation, but they will make it easier to ride. The rear sets are going to be dropped, so it's a better riding position for me because I'm 6'3" or 4", somewhere in there. And these bikes are sort of notoriously hard on the wrists, and pushing this bike around when I first got it, I can agree with that, because even then it was getting a bit sore. So after all that's done, bar a few little tweaks and cleaning and all that sort of stuff, the fairings will have a full clean and they will go back on the bike, and then the bike should be ready to ride around.